If you've ever felt like the third wheel, this podcast is for you.
If you love Wheel of Time, this podcast is for you.
If you're bored and have nothing better to do, this podcast is for you.
Join Rob,
Megan,
And Jen.
in celebrating the Wheel of Time
And its statistically best fandom.
and ridiculous gaming skills,
and probably a few cocktails.
and find out which one of them will be the third wheel this time.
This is
three-wheeling.
Hello! And Jen's back just in time.
I was like, I see it.
That
I
was
see it.
way too perky. Hello, everybody. It's very early recording time for us this week.
So it's 9 a.m. in the Midwest. I've already done yoga. I've had my bar for breakfast. I've had my coffee while I read a little bit of my book. I did my shower. I maked up. I did my makeup. I've already made my cocktail. And I'm ready to go. Yay! Hi, everybody!
If anyone would like to punch my sister in the face, if anyone wants to punch her in the face, please feel free to punch her in the face right now.
I, like Jen, have just woken up myself because I work nights. So, Jen and I are both just like freshly out of bed.
Barely. I didn't even make real coffee. I made instant coffee.
See, you might be the third wheel, Meg, because you're so perky and we're so...
So I'm always the third wheel.
She's the
Doesn't
third
matter
wheel.
what shirt anybody's wearing. I'm always the third wheel.
She's the third wheel that I'm going to pop off the wagon and roll down a hill.
Jen might also be the third wheel because Jen could not find her three-wheeling t-shirt today. So, we'll find out.
I did not. I'm wearing my fork root t-shirt today. My Makura's fork root t-shirt, but because I couldn't find my three-wheeling t-shirt again. That's not the first time that happened. It won't be the last either. I am not a laundry queen. Let me tell you right now. It's always there. It's clean. It's just in a pile.
I need to buy Jen like 3 more shirts just so she's always got one floating around.
Exactly. I'm so excited. Oh wait, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm jumping the gun. What? I don't know. I'm not awake. I'm so sorry.
I mean, you're allowed to just be excited anyway. You know?
I'm excited. Look how excited I am at 6 a.m. Anyway, it's 6 a.m. here, and thank y'all for changing your times. Those of you who are in chat today, I really appreciate you guys.
Yes, we appreciate it.
Accommodating
Thank you.
my schedule.
Hey, Jen.
Yeah. Hey, Rob. What?
Do you know what time it is? Aside
I
from
know
ridiculously early in the morning?
I don't know what time it is, actually, because it's so fucking early in the morning. Okay, sorry.
I think it's time to ask.
I think it's time to ask, what's Meg drinking?
Okay, so I gotta do this so that you get the...
Oh, wait. There's fire?
Uh-huh.
There's fire and smoke?
Okay,
and
this will be the third time I've smoked it because I had to smoke it for the video, then I had to try to smoke it for the picture, and now I'm smoking it for you guys. So it's going to be
very
smoky.
good and smoky.
All right,
when
ready?
did you get the smoker thing?
I ordered it on Amazon 2 days ago.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So this is a lit pipe.
A lit pipe.
To celebrate us hopefully
spoilers.
talking about the end of the series today. So
with a little stick of cinnamon in it.
Yes.
And I love
which
the
I'd
glass.
also charred, so that's like our pipe. And then
God.
the smoke of the cocktail. So basically it's an old fashioned, but instead of doing the sugar cube and or even regular simple syrup, I did cinnamon simple syrup.
Oh.
So,
nice.
So in either a shaker or a mixing glass, which I'm going to need to get a mixing glass because I did not like doing it in the shaker. With ice, you're going to pour 2 ounces of bourbon, half an ounce of cinnamon simple syrup, 3 dashes of Angostura bitters. Then you have to stir it. And so I asked a bartender why we stir instead of shake. And stirring dilutes the cocktail less than as if you were shaking.
Dilutes with what?
So, well, because you're stirring
mean?
it. So stirring versus shaking, the stirring dilutes the cocktail less with the ice. So when you're stirring it with ice to chill it, it dilutes less than as if you were shaking it.
Yeah, if you shake the ice, it breaks into small pieces and they melt faster, I suppose. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I used apple chips to smoke it with. So Cheers.
Dang.
Cheers. Wow.
Cheers.
Now, I have just finished catching up, thanks to my night shifts, with Bo and Blade, Dr. Livingston's podcast. And on there, every 5th episode, they do a Q&A about history stuff. People can send in questions. It's really, really fun. On that, they always do a drink at the beginning of their podcast. You know, so like, and it's usually themed to the battle that they're talking about, because they do a different battle every recording. But on the Q&A sessions, it's kind of free reign, and they, you know, just drink whatever they feel like. Often, Dr. Livingston will drink an old-fashioned. It's one of his favorite cocktails.
And this is a really, really good one. Like, I like old fashions, but it's usually not something like I would order out. But I don't know, with the cinnamon simple syrup, and then it's also got an orange peel, so which I expressed over it and then put in it. It's really good.
Okay, if he comes to Walk On next year, maybe we need him to be our special guest, our Walk On special guest, and we should have him on the podcast.
We should definitely have him on the podcast.
We should have a hot mic on this podcast.
We should have a hot mic on this podcast. I mean, he's a television star, so you know, he recorded 3 history productions for History Hit, which is like a the History Channel type thing, but it's that but different. That have all started to come out now. So he did that over the summer.
Love a hot mic.
Yeah. Okay, obligatory ASMR, because we're on that rocky road. Although I did shout out to. Okay, fun moment here. I'll leave this in.
News?
No.
Oh.
It was fun from Joe. So I was catching up on the Talkies scientific survey podcast section. Yeah. And I'd sent Joe a message about something because he was trying to figure out what Matt bakes to give to Jolene to like change the color of her teeth and things like that. And they were like, oh, I think it's like cookies or this or that. And I'm like, no, it's like sweet buns, sweet cakes, that sort of thing. Anyway, he messages back and he's like, when you messaged me about What a Holiday, was that during your recording? I was like, yeah, and I left it in because it was really fun. Because obviously at the start, I'm like, I'm going to say this. And then at the end, I'm like, he's replied to us.
It's hilarious. Oh my God, that's really funny.
And it was like, so they were talking about, we'll get into the news section pretty quick, but they were, here's your ASMR. There we go. They were talking about the Natasha O'Keefe, like speaking about the cancellation.
Which I need to watch the whole thing. I haven't watched the whole thing. I've just seen clips here and there. But.
And they were all just like, I think it's officially done and over. And I'm going to be like, no, I will be drinking Rocky Road forever, regardless, as long as it takes. So,
yes,
I was rewatching episodes. So my friend Colleen, my best friend Colleen, she's not a book reader, but she's loved the series and we always watch it together. We've been coming, like, she's been coming over and we've been like rewatching it maybe like once a week. So last night we were watching 306 and I got so mad and sad again. And I'm in the denial stage again because I'm just like,
if you think you're mad in 306, wait till 307.
Yeah.
307 makes me the maddest and the upsettest because
it's just like, it's so good and everybody's so good and I don't know.
And Fail, my new queen. I get to 7 and I'm just like, and I have the flutters of excitement that I had when we first got to know her, and then it was like, so I get that excitement again of like, oh my God, I cannot wait to see this relationship go out, and then I forget that, and then I feel really mad and sad.
So I did send an angry tweet again last night to SPTV, and like every time I watch, I'm just like, I'm just gonna spam everybody again, and someone's gonna pick it up and save it. And,
yeah. I feel like there was other news. Oh, there was other news.
Maya.
Yeah. Oh, Maya. Yeah. There's a little maiden on the way. It's so sweet.
Yeah. It's so great. So
for anyone who didn't follow that statement there of no
Maya's
explanation, Maya is pregnant. Maya plays Shia. So
yes.
Maybe.
Did we talk about the costume thing? We didn't talk about the exhibition
it wasn't announced last time.
It wasn't announced. Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's right. Because we got little hints and things.
We got hints of things from like Laura and that in chat. But yeah, actually, that was really fun to listen back to on the podcast. We're all just like, ooh. Okay, we didn't. But yeah, it was adorable to listen to that. But yes, Sharon announced 2 days after we recorded that there is a costume exhibition in Prague, which is just really exciting. And by the time you hear this episode, folks, the tickets will no longer be on early bird of just 300 crowns. I don't know how much more they'll be, but I don't imagine they'll be that expensive. You can go and currently buy them for 300 crowns or get a flexi ticket, which means you can enter at any time for 450 crowns, which is like, 10, 11 pounds for a ticket, regular one, or an anytime one, which is like, 16, 17 pounds, something in that sort of ballpark. So you're like, for $22, you could buy a ticket that you can just turn up and go at any time. I didn't realize how long the venue was going to be open. It's open 9 to 9. And
that's nice.
It literally says on their new fancy website, you are not like, oh, I bought a ticket for 9. I can only be there till 10 or till 11. Or there's no restriction on the length of time you can be there. The only restriction, if you buy a regular ticket, is when you can enter. So you could go in at 9 o'clock in the morning and stay there till 9 o'clock at night. They will not kick you out. It's wild.
Like the Louvre. It's like the Louvre. Get an early ticket so you can just stay all day. Because you want to.
Yeah.
I did look at flights to Prague. I did see them like around $750, but I'm just like, no, I can't.
That's fair. Well, I did hear from a birdie. This is not a confirmed fact. I cannot say this 100%, folks. But I did hear from a reputable source that there will be merchandise at the exhibition, and that merchandise will be purchasable online.
I do like to buy shit.
And if shipping's wild, maybe you arrange it with me and I just have I brought my flights and I don't have a suitcase option. But if I got there and suddenly people were like, oh my god, Rob, buy these 3 things for me, I could buy a suitcase while there and then add it on before I fly back. So, you're hosting Thanksgiving for 30 people, so yeah, you definitely can't get away.
Yeah, because Laura was like, oh, Thanksgiving's perfect time to go. But no, I literally have the entire O'Mara clan from Southern Indiana coming, so I can't.
Yeah, Troy might divorce you if you left it with that.
When all my family's coming. Yes.
You could just break your oven like me. That was how I started traveling again at Thanksgiving. It used to be my favorite time to travel. Then we started hosting Thanksgiving. Then one year my oven broke and I was like, sorry, peeps, I'm out. And now every year my oven's not quite ready yet. I don't know. We just keep traveling. We're traveling at Thanksgiving.
Water damage, just say that. The rest of the kitchen's fine, but water damage in the oven.
Paula and Kim love Thanksgiving at my house because they don't have to worry about anything. So this might be a forever thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am going to the exhibition. Laura is going to the she's literally put in chat, I'm totally ditching my family for Thanksgiving, going for the exhibition.
Yay!
So, and the exhibition...
I do believe Laura's got a GoFundMe going, I think.
Yes. Yeah, how is that doing, Laura? That's a good point. Where is that up to?
Thank you for the reminder.
I tried to click on your link, and I couldn't click on it, and I couldn't find it. So, if you want to post it in chat or something...
yeah, please do.
Yeah. So people can spread the word.
And then
I did not know because I'm out of the loop. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my god, that's great. Get Laura to Prague. Get Laura to Prague.
So Laura can hang out with her bestie Sharon.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I put a link to that GoFundMe in the description to this episode, folks. So if you want to help Laura make it to Prague, Laura will be on Threefold Talk this coming week. She's going to be sharing her story about her costume making and some change in life direction that had led to. It's a really, really cute story. I didn't know about all of this until Meg told me, and I was like, what, Laura? Oh, wow, okay. So yeah, that's going to be really, really cute to listen to.
Love this. Yeah. Until Mel told you? Or Meg? Oh, no, Meg. Oh, actually, Meg.
No. Until Mel told me. I just did that Meg Mel thing.
Okay.
I sorry.
I was like,
until Mel told me.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah. No. It was Mel. I did that Meg Mel thing. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, speaking of Mel, I got this in the mail today, or a couple days ago.
You really award. Oh my god, that's so cute.
So, What Idol 2025?
Oh, it's printed to say favorite vocals?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Mel designed 3D designs. It's like a old school microphone on like a podium type thing. Adds a trophy for all the winners And as she got them 3D printed, she changed the text that's sort of indented on the base of each one to say what the award is for. So it's not generic, like, I printed 12 of these and they just went out randomly. Like, it's actually says favorite vocalist.
I did not know that. I did not know that she was doing that.
Yeah, it's all like personalized, which is fun.
So amazing.
Which again, Jen and I feel like we did not deserve best vocalist. Thirsty and Wolf Sister had much better vocals than us.
Yeah, clearly not, because people voted for you.
It was just
different. This is not like, look, this is not something that Russia cares about or gets involved with. Okay,
this is true. It's true.
It is not a highly politicized
Maybe they did.
topic.
Maybe Russia liked us, and that's why
maybe Russia really liked it. I don't know. You can just go retire yourself in a little rubber room and just leave humanity. That would be great, sir. But this was the fandom. They listened to the songs and they voted for you. It was a legit win.
We are so appreciative. We are so appreciative. It was really.
And at some point, I will go and watch Agatha all along and appreciate your song all the more because I've still never heard the original. So.
It is very good with Patti LuPone singing it. So yeah.
Yes,
I look forward to it. And someday I will get off my ass and actually do all the things I say I'm going to do because I'm just terrible for procrastination.
Bluey and Parks and Rec for you and me. So we got it on the list.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, there are so many What Idol songs that, like Laura just put in chat, so many What Idol songs that I never heard the original for. Yeah, I think a lot of people hadn't heard mine, the Ed Sheeran one. He just actually dropped his latest album, Play, the last of his symbol albums. He's going to do 5 symbol albums, and this was the last one. The opening track to that, which is actually called Opening, I've had stuck in my head since it came out like a week ago. I'm like, this could be a really good like parody for Save the Wheel of Time, and I'm just running all the different options through my head about doing it. I'm like, I need a choir, I need rappers, I need a guitarist, I need a producer, like someone who can actually makes the music properly. I was like, I gotta talk to some people. So
wait, talk to Wadapella. You can get a choir out of them.
I'm gonna message Avi and be like, Avi, we need to collab and write this song, and then this is what I think we need to like get it produced because I really think it's gonna be pretty banging. So
yeah.
But you did great, and again, you were a top 3 finalist for best lyrics.
I was for best lyrics. I was
which you probably had no idea of because it was mid MalkiriCon, right?
It was like the Thursday night of MalkiriCon. I'm like, I ain't stayed up to watch it. It starts at 3 a.m. Like, I got a convention to sort out. Which you can buy your tickets for next year, by the way, folks. And one last thing. The Snap calendar for 2026 officially on sale, folks. Our model inspiration is Daniel Henney.
So did you talk to Daniel Henney about this?
No, I've reached out to his agents because that's all I can do. I don't have DMs with Daniel.
Because you need to tell him, like, we need to hang out during the summers when he's in Michigan.
Yeah, you're the only one of us in Michigan.
I know, me.
I love the way you said us, and you were like, I mean me.
No, just me.
Well, summers in Michigan means that he could just hop in the car with us and drive down to WatCon next year.
That's true.
Just saying.
Look, I love
Road trip with Daniel Henney.
I'm sorry, I wanted Henney before MalkiriCon as a guest.
I did not mean that. I did not mean that. I
love WatCon, but if they get the Malkiri guy before MalkiriCon, I'm gonna be pissed.
But he's a Midwest boy, so Ohio's easy.
Yeah, but Ohio's also anathema, so
Well, that's true.
Yeah, anyway. I don't think there was any other news.
We're getting way off the rails. It's the lip pipe. It's this fault.
This is what happens when it's 6 a.m., folks.
I feel like I should have spiked my coffee at 6 a.m. so I could keep up.
Yeah. Slap happy recording. But I think that's all the news stuff. We need to write down the news better. Because, Meg's cracking the news.
Yes, we know, Mom. You're from
Michigan
Ohio,
and Ohio.
Originally. Yes.
She's Michigan and Ohio. Yes. And yeah, this is a
Mom.
Michigander hander.
OH.
OH.
See what happens in chat now. Anyway, Jen, last time we chaotically started a writing room.
We did.
and really put you off kilter about how you would run it and be prepared for it and things like that. We're going to continue that a little bit today, but I'm going to pass the mantle of leadership for the episode over to you.
The baton.
The baton is in your hands.
The Boris Angriel, as it were.
The Boris Angriel. I was going to say, or the whiteboard marker, which is what we would call it in the writer's room.
Here's the whiteboard marker is in you. You have the only whiteboard marker.
That's right.
Take it away.
We don't have a whiteboard. We have a sunrise. We'll pretend this is our whiteboard behind us. We talked about a list of sort of the tentpole things, the moments that we definitely didn't want to lose. I know Megan had the circus on there. We won't talk about the circus, but we'll talk about the circus when we get there. But we kind of came up with our list of these are the things that, assuming we would have 4 more seasons. And this is honestly I'm sure what they did, I'm sure what Rafe and the team did in the early days too, which is these are the sort of iconic moments that we have to have. Mom says Logain. We have to have more Logain in there. Yes,
Mom's got a thing for guys with long hair, just so everybody knows.
And a Spanish accent. And does a Spanish accent. It's a good combo for her, for sure.
You trying to set Mom up? Is that what,
Yeah. So anyway, so we talked about our the moments, the things that we had to see. And so now the idea is where would we put that? And so had we had this conversation at the beginning of season 1, had we been the original writer's room of the actual show, we would probably be, saying even if we weren't exactly sure this is going to be season 7 or season 5, probably they did. I imagine they were, that they were these are the moments that have to happen in each season, and then how do we craft that season around that? And, we talked a lot about, over the course of the show running, we talked about, could we just get 2 more episodes? Could we make it 10? Are we stuck with 8? What would they have had to do to smash it down into 6? Which are just not very fair questions, because trying to smash all of this information into 6 episode seasons is not okay. But
no.
We're going to continue as if it's 8. We're going to continue as if we had continuing 8 for 8 seasons, which was the original plan, and knowing that was how they started crafting it. And so we're going to just kind of place these tent poles into what season we think. We may start with just dropping them into the season that we think is the right season, and then if we need to, if we end up wanting to take them, into where in the season, we can do that now, or we could maybe do that later. We'll figure it out. And I just threw them in here based on how we talked about them without any kind of trying to organize them into places. But I thought we would just walk through some of these really important things, say when is it going to happen and when are we going to see it. So if there's places you guys want to start, we can. But I like I said, I like to kind of work backwards through for me, it's really easier to unpack a season backwards rather than forwards.
Which actually is what they teach in teacher school for assessments, as you work your way backwards from the assessment.
Oh, so what do you need to do to get to the assessment? Perfect. Perfect. Yeah.
They do not teach you how to cook food by the end product. Although,
no, wait, that's not true. You know when it's supposed to be ready.
Kinda, I suppose. Yeah, cook whatever start whatever takes the longest to cook first.
Right. But no, Rob, that's how, speaking of Thanksgiving, when I am hosting a giant Thanksgiving, I never host a giant Thanksgiving 30 people like Megan, but when I'm hosting Thanksgiving and we say we're going to eat at certain time, I start my calendar there. And then I'm okay, if it takes this long for the turkey to rest, if this takes long to cook it, it's got to be in at this time.
Yeah. Kinda. I mean, when I'm working out quantities, I'm usually right, how many meals of this am I serving? 20 of this. So that's how much per meal? So that's 20, 20 of that. And that equals this much weight. So I have to start here. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So even though these are in no actual particular order, I'm going to probably scroll through it and find later things first, so we can start there, and then that'll help us. Unless we're oh, this has to happen. I don't know. We'll just see. We'll play with it. But that's kind of the way I would do it. Would be what are the most important things and what are they happening? And so, this is going to be a spoilery episode. I want to, in case we need to be free to say, this thing is going to happen at the last battle, then we can talk about that. So
yeah, I mean,
this is
we're typically pretty spoilery anyway here on Three Wheeling, folks. But if you're randomly found this episode 41, we've done this is our 41st episode.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dang.
And all right, considering we record once every 2 weeks and we took a break.
We should have celebrated last week because it was our 40th episode and you and I are 40.
Aww.
Well,
and we were kind of talking about
me.
season 4. But
we kind of we can celebrate episode 52 because then we've done a year's worth of episodes. How's that?
Yeah.
That sounds good. Also, the sun is coming up.
That is coming up so beautifully. Wow. Jen is basically, if she moved her head correctly, it would be haloed. Yeah. See, look. There we go. Yeah.
You have the aura of Saidar around.
Yes.
Wait, I have Veins of Gold, which is our first step. No, we're not going to start with Veins of Gold, but that is the first thing on the list.
It's kind of perfect.
It is. It's great.
It's beautiful.
If it's too bright, I can.
No, it's
oh my god! Like it's right there.
Yeah, it's right there. It's gorgeous. I love it.
I see it.
You got that little, that light spreads. Where like the camera just picks up that glare, but it's that beautiful glare off the off the
little lens flare.
Yep,
the lens flare. That's it. Yeah, the flare. Thank you. That's the word I'm going for.
A little J.J. Abrams for the win.
Yeah, he does love good camera flare.
He loves a good lens flare. Loves it. Okay, great. So obviously, like, we can just start with the last battle, but we talked a little bit last week about, like, obviously the last battle is in the last season. There's no question of that. But, we did discuss, like, is that going to be almost the entire last season? And I do think that there are elements. I mean, there's so much that happens. I think you can't just have, talking about crafting a story and giving yourself some breathing time. I mean, again, in the olden days when we had episodes that were 22 episodes for a season or 26 episodes for a season, you had those one-off episodes that were just like time to breathe. But even Game of Thrones, like if you think about like pretty consistently the penultimate episode of every season was a little bit of a step back because we knew we were going to get into craziness, either the penultimate or the one before that. But, so we definitely it can't just be like the battle for the entire last season. Like we have to have some downtime and some character moments and some reflection and things. But I do think that a lot of it would be in the same way that it's just like the last, it's like the last third of the book, right? It's so much of the book. The chapter's so freaking huge. I mean,
the chapter itself is bigger than most books.
Yeah. So all right. So we have like so right now I think we just throw the last battle into season 8 and kind of leave it there, and then but there are obviously a couple of things in the last battle that we would want to place into season 8. And as we get to some of these other things, if we're like, okay, that's definitely something that happens in season 8, so we can push the last battle really needs to sort of start in episode 3 of the last season or whatever. And also like the term last battle to me in the books too, like the chapter's so ginormous, but we need to be on the fields of Marilor. We need to have the interaction between Rand and Egwene and the like. And does that mean Maureen doesn't come back until season 8, right? I think. Or the end of season 7.
Season 7. I think that would be a good end of season 7, and then
and then we're prepping for the last battle in Marilor. And so, but like I think like I think you'd have to bring both as Maureen and because it's Rosamund.
Okay, so right now I'm gonna say end.
Because we have the luxury of not having to worry about like contracts and trying to keep a big star involved,
right?
Because we're just writing, So we have some extra luxury here that's
exactly. I just added Maureen Returns, Meg. I forgot to put that on there.
Okay, so I put end of season 7, Tower of Genji, whatever you want to say.
Well, but honestly, like that even might be. I wouldn't put that even as episode. I don't think I would put that at the end of season
7.
It wouldn't be the last episode of season. I mean, I think Maureen coming. I don't know. I feel like Maureen coming to Marilor.
I think it would be fun to end season 7 not knowing if they got out the tower or not.
Oh, so she comes back to Marilor in the beginning of season 8?
Like,
is what you're thinking?
I don't know. Like, think of the cliffhanger of whether they got out the tower or not. Like, maybe I'm being a little sadistic here with fans and their feelings, but I'm thinking back to the 11-minute sneak peek of season 3, and then like watching that and ending, and me going, "What? There? Huh? More? you know, and I kind of, you know, did Matt survive? Did they rescue Moraine? Like, what, Tom? Like, you know, yeah.
Well, how would you not know, though? Like, I feel like you would have to have them getting out, though.
No, see, I actually think I would like to craft it. The way I would craft that is that we're watching. I mean, I think there's something fun in this in terms of the storytelling, but I would like to see them in the Tower of Genji battling Noel, sorry.
Noam is the
wolf guy.
Yeah. Noel is Gene Char.
Oh, that was you.
That's Meg. Meg's.
I was like, there's an earthquake.
No, sorry.
It's okay. No. Or teenagers waking up. Yeah. So Noel.
Very similar things.
So. Here's the scene I don't want to see. Here's what I don't necessarily want to see. Like, isn't it like, doesn't Tom like carry her out, like pick her up and like carry her out?
I don't want to see
weak or something.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to see that. There's a part of me that wants to see them. I like your time cut idea, Rob, because there's a part of me that wants to see them battling in the Tower of Genji, and we don't know what's happening. And then we come back to season 8 and we just don't even pick it up. We don't even talk about it. And then we get to the Fields of Marilor, and then in the Fields of Marilor, she just shows up. I mean, there's something magical about her showing up and us not knowing the same way and experiencing it through Rand's.
You could have the cold open for the next episode be the escape.
The escape.
Okay.
You can
like,
show
I
it
have
afterwards.
to go to Rand right now.
I do feel like we have to see Matt realizing that the Ashandarai is the key out, because that's a huge payoff.
The key out. Right. Yeah, because they gave him what he needed.
So you would do some sort of a cold open in season
the same way
8?
we saw Nynaeve kill the Trollocs.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we get Nynaeve back. She's back, and we're like, "How the fuck are you here?"
Okay.
And so same thing with Maureen. So
it's like cold open in season 8,
episode 2.
At 2,
because she shows up at the Field of Marilor at the end of episode 1.
Laura's just said in chat, it would be, you know, the audience not knowing, it would be very impactful. But there would have to be some hints. You know, like you'd have to make sure you've hinted about, you know, the Ashendari and things like that. So
okay,
but yeah.
So episode 1, you're seeing Moraine returns to
at the very end, just the same way Nynaeve returns at the end of episode 2 in season 1. Okay. Like, we think she's dead,
and that's a nice call to the first season. You know,
it is. And so, and I think we're going into season 8. You know, like Rand has already had Veins of Gold. Again, like we're gonna go backwards in this, but we've already had Veins of Gold. Like as the audience, and for me reading the books. You know, and I love Egwene, Meg. This is not a diss on Egwene, but I was like, you don't know. He had this epiphany. Like, he's not the same person he was when he went to Natrum's Barrow. Like, he is a different person. He has had this, like, enlightenment, and you need to listen to him. He knows what he's talking about. He's studied the seals. I know you're we lost Meg.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Messages in the chat, I think. My power just flickered. I have no internet at the moment. Keep talking. I'll come back. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Okay. I don't think they're having thunderstorms there today, are they? Oh, well. Okay. We'll keep going. Okay. Yeah. So, but I think that as the audience, when we're reading the books, when we're watching the books, when we're reading the books,
it's like me listening to the sunrise.
Yes, exactly. Listen to the sunrise and watch the books.
Yeah, watching the books. That's the episode title. Listening to the sunrise and watching the books.
Yes, it is. It's perfect. So there's that, but there's that anticipation. But there's also, for me, there was that frustration. I can say this now because Meg's not here. I was so frustrated with Egwene. I love Egwene. I love her so much. And after the tower attack, like, I mean, she was already one of my favorite characters from the very beginning of the series. But then, like, I just love her so much. But then she gets her stubborn two riversness with Rand, and she's like, "No, I know what's happening. I know what I need with the seals, and I know how to run this. And I'm the Amberlin Seat." And he's like, "Dude, I have not only my own experience in this enlightenment that I felt, but I also have 3,000 years of memories that have slowly been like creeping up on me, and I know shit. Listen to me. We did it wrong last time. we need to do something differently this time.
I don't even think like she comes in real hot for him as well, I think. I think she spent so long trying to wrangle all the White Tower in all its forms that, Rand turns up and she's like, another person I have to wrangle, and it's just like, dude doesn't come in hot. He gets going, they have a fight, obviously.
Yeah. But, and she gets under his skin the way that, thank you, Sherwood.
Sanderson ruined Egwene after the Tower battle. Yeah. Accurate. Yeah, she is a different character. She's a bit more a bit more like, I'm in charge, do as I say. There's a little bit more of that, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, which again, like she's had to fight for that. So I get it. From a writing standpoint, I get that he's like, she gets to the place where she's like, I've worked so hard for this. Now you have to let me. But her unwillingness to hear him and to talk about other options is what I feel like it goes back to the two ribbon stubbornness. But the accurate part about it is that two people who had this former relationship, especially in the show when we have that even more, but two people who had that kind of a former relationship are going to revert to being those children again together, which Rand does a little bit as well.
Yeah.
But agreed. I mean, we could talk a lot about, like, I know Sherbs and Laura are right there with me, and Meg would be as well, but we could talk about Sanderson's treatment of Nynaeve as well. Like, and some of the
I think a lot of people
some of the character work
in the initial, when the books came out, we're on a side discussion right now, folks, do apologize. But we have all the time in the world to write season 4 and beyond, so don't worry.
Exactly.
This will be not every episode, but they'll be ongoing.
Yeah.
I think when the books first came out, everyone was focused on how he totally couldn't get Matt, and he blamed it on, like, you didn't give me access or time to do beta readers or whatever it was he decided he needed, because you insisted we get the books out, and that's why I didn't get it right, and then I got beta readers the next 2 books and it was fine. And I think, and I don't know this for a fact, but I feel like the majority, if not all, of his beta readers were dudes. And so they were like, oh yeah, you've got Matt right, cool, and didn't give a shit about the women, or didn't notice, or, they were not her favorite. They were not their favorite characters, so they paid less attention to them about women.
Unless they were Lanfear.
Unless they were Lanfear.
Since we do know one of his beta readers. But I do, I agree. And I think, and Sanderson has admitted, he was like, yeah, my first pass with Matt, and specifically, I mean, there's such fun writing in
I actually really like what he did with Matt, if I'm honest.
I think it's really fun, but I also think it wasn't quite on the nose.
It wasn't quite on the nose, but it was better than, he didn't destroy Matt's character the way he messed around with the girls' characters.
Yeah, or just wrote them down to not having the impact. I mean, look,
he made them less complex, I think.
He made them less complex, and he also, I mean, he sidelined Nynaeve so hard. I can't. Sidelining Nynaeve as hard as he sidelined her. Like, I'm just going to go get people to follow Lan. Cool, but also, I mean, I love it, but it's also like, she's the fucking most powerful woman. Okay, Olivia, whatever, but she's one of the most powerful channelers in the world, and she's just going to ride off to Malkier and, like, on the way to get an army for him. Cool, in service of him to help the last battle. Yeah. And then at the end, I mean, she's just fucking, like, smashing herbs into Alana at the end. Like, yeah.
In her condition, what the hell are herbs do? Apparently, we're on a
yeah, and both Nynaeve and Moiraine at the last battle. Like, I wanted them.
Let me give you herbs to stop that wound in your side. Like, they might help long term with the healing, but they ain't gonna help you in the next 5 minutes.
Right, and also like Moiraine and Nynaeve together at the last battle. Like, they, even more in some ways in the books, definitely more in the books than in the show. Like, Nynaeve's anger at Moiraine just evaporates when Moiraine comes back. And I know that there's good reason for that. And she's like, wow, okay, now I agree with her and I like her. But, like, them being thrown together at the last battle should have been a moment of, we have to work together. Moiraine has to give up being the one in control because Nynaeve is the stronger of the two at this point by so much, because Moiraine doesn't have as much power because she's been siphoned off. So, like, this moment of Moiraine giving Nynaeve control and status and power in that, and, like, handing it off to her and saying, you kept him on the path without me, even not knowing what my path was. Like, where was that moment? I just wrote it and I got the chills. I'm putting it in the show. I'm putting it in the fucking show. I'm putting it in the show.
Yeah, we should do that, definitely.
This is not a tentpole scene, but I'm putting this down below, Megan, of like scenes with like...
Are you typing in this document?
Well, I was, but then it just crashed out on me.
Okay.
Tech is doing wonderful things today. It's obviously being overpowered by the glorious... Jen, move your head slightly. Look at that, Meg.
Also, your eyes look super blue right now.
Like, sure, it does help. Yeah. Those are my real eyes.
I know.
I think something's going on right now because I just got a notification, check your internet connection. So Riverside is just shitting itself.
It is
today.
like across the entire planet.
Yeah.
The internet.
Of this.
My God, if the internet goes down.
Gold.
The veins of gold are overpowering Riverside right now.
Oh God, please let it be the veins of gold moment in this world right now because we fucking need it so fucking hard. Anyway, okay, so we were just, Megan, we went off a little bit about Sanderson not letting our girls down. At the end of the series. So, okay. So I do think that the squabble between Rand and Egwene is inevitable and needs to happen. We need to see they're a broken up couple, like regardless of how deep that was in the books or not. They're a broken up couple at the end. They've come back together. They're the two leaders in the world, the male and female leaders of Saidin and Saidar. Like, I think we need to see them at odds about how to proceed.
Well,
so
and it's kind of a nice bookend to the episode 8. Oh my God. Season 1, episode 8, cold open between Luz and Latra.
Yes. And it's the Luz and Latra moment, and we need that again. And so I think having the first episode of season 8 be they've come together and we're all like, okay, everybody's ready to, like, for them to get together and, like, for them to work together and to prepare for the last battle. And then it all starts to go to shit. And that whole episode. So we don't
have that at the end of season 7 because we did originally have that at the end of season 7.
We did. And I really love your idea of leaving us hanging at the end of Tower of Genji and not knowing if they're coming back or not. So
mildly silly idea now, but just riffing off what Meg said about the Latra and Luz scene. What if we fed in throughout the season when Egwene is learning to be Amelin and all that stuff, all her teachers are teaching her how to do it type thing. What if we occasionally slipped in some old tongue lessons and then randomly in their fight, Rand
flips into old tongue
in the old tongue about something and she replies to him in the old tongue.
Love it.
And then we get this tiny, like, short little conversation just between the two of them in the old tongue, which reflects that first cold open, and then also confuses the fuck out of everyone else, being like, what is going on with these two people right now? Yes. I know, like, 1 word out of 10 of what they're saying. I don't know. I just think it could be fun.
Are you in the same document, Jen, or are you in something else?
Well, what, full season planning?
We're in different documents now, folks. This is really fun.
Are we in the full season planning document?
What am I in? I'm in 3 Wheeling series outline. What are you in?
What full season planning?
Where is that? Oh,
it's in. You see it?
So did you start that?
Yeah.
Oh no, we started a document last week.
I started a document. I told you I would start a document last week right after. And I wrote and I put all this in the document.
Jen did say that last week.
Well, did you bother to share it with us or tell us about it?
Isn't it in there?
But did you tell us? It's like mine.
Yes.
I told you I was going to make a document and put it in there.
Because I have a Google Doc with a bunch of bullet points.
Well, now we can transfer them over.
We can go to your we can go to your Google Doc and work in there. It's fine. It's totally fine.
I mean, I like a good spreadsheet, but I feel like this isn't a spreadsheet occasion.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I use spreadsheets as a writer to because I'm going to be drop my seasons in there.
So and if then, you want to do that, that's
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, Megan, our showrunner says spread those sheets.
That's fine. I am acquiescing to your expertise. Request. So I'm just going to put in our Discord then the link to this document. So if you want to move things over, you can. Okay?
Okay. All right, but I mean, if you want to take notes on the other one, it doesn't matter. If you're taking notes, and that makes more sense.
If you're taking notes, I'm going to put my camera at a more favorable angle.
This feels like the opposite of the Rand and Egwene arguing scene right now.
I think Megan and I will be really okay at writing that scene because I feel like we have some long history sibling love that can be distilled into that scene. I love that. I'm going to write down Old Tongue.
I feel like I'm channeling Max Fisher right now, like writing room assistant. I feel like, or I'm just like throwing in like little odd bits here and there, and just kind of like keeping us moving, keeping us going. It's cute. I'm enjoying it.
Oh no, you are fully a writer in the season, my dear. You are fully a writer in the season, and I think it is a great. And here's the thing too is like we may go as we go backwards, we might be like, oh, you know what, we were wrong. Tyler and Genji needs to we need to have that resolved before. But I like coming into season 8 knowing that like we know we're about to get to the last battle. Like the audience knows like shit's hitting the fan. We haven't really dealt with weather being as crazy as, like throughout the show. They haven't been doing weather, and there are a lot of good logistic reasons why not to fuck with like adding weather in, just like not adding in ageless faces. But maybe we are getting into like the weather's fucked up. And honestly, like the impact of the weather being fucked up in season 8 is a lot more impactful if we haven't just like Bowl of the Winds it out twice and like, or once and had it like, write itself after the first season the way it does in the book. So
yeah, Laura makes a good point. They did hint at it at the end of season 3.
At the weather?
Yeah, because they have that voiceover where like the dragon is one with the land and the land is one with the dragon, I think they said, or whatever, and then you start to see the storms everywhere.
Just going to give you guys another minute of sun before it goes up
getting that
above my window.
D. Yeah.
It feels good, actually. It feels really good. I can feel it on my back. So I think you're right. And I think it's going to be a lot more impactful if we see that kind of even more powerful. And I really love the imagery of Rand walking around and the weather opening up above him. Like, it's really fun stuff. And it's really, it's really like Messiah-esque. And I think that there's a lot of interest in that. I also feel like,
it's better to save it for later because you just see this like exponential sort of decay of like the pattern and everything. And then it really just starts to up the stakes more towards the end. So I do like it more later in the season or in the series.
Yeah, I think it was a nice choice, and I do think we're going to get there. And so, but I like that. Like, okay, so the weather's been shitty. We're ending season 7, and like everything's falling apart. The weather's shitty. Things are decaying. Maybe we have had Hinterstap. Like, like the pattern is thinning in places, and
I mean, I do like. I mean, as weird as it is, I like that whole idea of like in the White Tower when like things are shifting or whatever. It just really ups like. Nobody's safe. It really just creates a lot of tension.
Yeah. I think like that it isn't just like we can sit this out. Right. Everything's unraveling. The pattern is unraveling.
Doesn't matter how far you are from the borderlands. Everybody's fucked. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think then taking our season 7 ending to this place of like, everything's crazy. Everything's in turmoil. And what I'd love to do is like figure out where our characters like are at the end of season 7. But if we're talking about having Matt and Tom, and because at the end of the day, like, how I feel about the Tom Moraine thing.
Well,
I'm not sure how I feel about Tom Moraine.
I was just about to ask you the question: Are we having that be Tom, but more in a I'm supporting Matt situation, and not a romantic Moraine situation? I
don't think it has to be a romantic Maureen season. I think Tom can be in it and a part of it without it being a romantic thing with Maureen anyway. Like but I also feel like music to bind.
Yeah.
And music to blind and iron to bind. I think like in a way, Tom is the music and Matt is the iron in a way. Well, shit, it should be Perrin then at that point. Like, why is it not Perrin?
I feel like Matt is the fire. Because his obsession with
fire to blind. Sorry, fire to blind.
Music to days.
To days.
Yeah, like iron is to bind. Yeah. But like
it's music to days because when they start playing the music, they get this whole like weird, like hypnotized sort of thing.
And I think we're sending Noel in there still. We just to really amp it up a little bit, we make Noel use iron weapons or something like that, or that one of
or
his things
something about
wears.
him. And his personality that he's wearing, and I don't, I mean, I love that Matt figures out you have to cheat. Okay, wait a minute though. Okay, I'm gonna retcon. I'm not retconning something, but I have a question. This has never occurred to me. Okay, Rand learns to play the flute and the harp in the beginning. Perrin's a blacksmith from the beginning, and or maybe Matt. I'm just wondering if Jordan originally planned for the three of them to go to the Tower of Genji, and to have. I mean, Rand would have been fire with his fireballs. Like, was it supposed to be the three of them? Was it supposed to be the three of them in the early days? Like, I'm just wondering if,
no, Rand would have been the musician. Because
I would have said that if we... Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So Perrin would have been the blacksmith doing the iron, and then Matt would still be the fire with the fireworks.
Probably, but I mean, you could have also had Matt be the iron with he was bound to the Shanshan or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Can you channel in there though?
Oh no, he can't be the iron because the Perrin's the iron. You can't channel in there. Oh, you can.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, but it just brings them to you.
Yeah, right. You wouldn't be able to draw. Power from the ice.
Well, I mean, you could still pretend. I mean, that's getting
the original freewheeling ship says.
Yes, and I'm trying to think, when do we? I mean, I know we hear the opening of Snakes and Foxes not until it was so far into the game that by that point he probably already did know it was going to be Matt and Tom. But anyway, I'm just it should be 3 going in. I love that, but we've set up the 3 Taverin from the very beginning, and I'm was his original idea that it would be the 3 of them and the iron to bind it?
He thought it was going to be a trilogy initially, but I feel like there's argument for when he put the tower in.
Yeah.
When the tower came to him to put in, he probably considered sending the 3 to Viren.
Yeah.
And then was that's a bit much, and getting them back just for this one thing is probably logistically a nightmare and really bad for the story. So he's like, I'll just give it to one of them, and it ended up being Matt. Yeah. Which is funny because he's the reluctant hero.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, very fitting. Yeah.
It is. It's sorry. That was a complete side note.
Of Moraine. Probably.
Well, yeah. I mean,
and it was with him
in his own way.
Yeah. Well, Rand's doing his I need to save the world thing. Perrin's doing the I need to ignore the world to save Fael thing. Mm-hmm. So Rand is trying to be selfless. Perrin is being selfish, and Matt's just well, I just got to get done what needs to be gotten done. So regardless how I feel about it.
Uncle Huan.
Yes, Uncle Huan, yes.
Very, very. But I also think you're right. I do think that, what?
Uncle Huan died in a fire saving children. So that fits with Matt being the fire
Matt being
again.
The fire.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
How have we gotten to this stage so many years later with these books and podcasts and TV shows, and we're still seeing things like this?
That's when you know it's good.
Exactly. But also, and we could be completely wrong. He may have never, ever, ever considered that. But I'm it's a 3, and we got the 3 boys, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Anyway, not that I'm suggesting that we should do that. I was just oh, interesting.
Very interesting. But I do like the idea of trying to play up the music part, the fire part, and the iron part, something from Noel being iron related. It's I like the idea. Because then it's foreshadowing for when they go. And I don't think Perrin ever has an opportunity to meet Noel, but I'm maybe Perrin gives him some iron. I don't know. I'm just playing with maybe there's something there too.
Well, he could have, I mean, you could push up his forging of Mahalanir and, or some other weapons or something to bring forth the power rot.
Yeah, they do. Do they carry iron in? I mean, I know they cheat.
So Matt has an iron clip on on the bottom of Ashendare, which he says mucks up his balance, but it's not too bad that he can't handle it. Yeah. They take isn't it bronze? This is another thing, isn't it? They take bronze daggers or something.
Well, they have a bronze knife to do the pattern on the outside of the Tower of Genji to get in.
Yeah. I'm sure they
because you have to do the triangle and the squiggle or whatever to get in.
Yeah,
the with snake a bronze knife,
the fox face and the snake down it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is. But wait, he doesn't use the Ashandare for that when they get in.
No, because he doesn't realize that that's the way in and out until they're fucked. And And he's I asked for this. I asked for this. I asked for a way out.
I'm so excited to see this in a cold open. I'm so excited to see this in the cold open of season 2, of episode 2 of season 8.
Oh, I found it. Noel provided a set of iron throwing knives for each of them per the Iron to Bind verse. And then Matt told Noel he didn't have to come, but Noel insisted it was something he needed to do.
Right. I love it. Okay, great. That's cool. Okay, cool.
There we go.
Cool. Yeah, love that.
So okay, I'll also take notes just in case.
You don't have to. You don't. No. Oh. We can go back and listen. This is the best thing about it being a podcast is it's actually literally recorded, so we can always go back and get our notes out of here.
Side tangent. I think we should probably wrap it up after we've just thinking of how long we've been recording.
Yes.
Wrap it up after we sort of finalize these maybe the last few bits of end of season 7 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I say, folks, we're going to take our time and have fun with this.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I learned something. I was watching an interview with Ed Sheeran, and he was talking about the 2 lawsuits that he went through of people saying he stole songs from other artists. And the whole process of what he has to go through in that. I think it was talking about his song Old Phone, because he had to go and find his old devices to give up as evidence to be like, here's evidence of nowhere did I say, hey, we should copy this song. And all the other things he did to prove it. But as part of that process, he was like, from now on, I am going to record all of my, songwriting, recording, everything from start to finish of a song. He's like, I'm recording the entire process. So that if this ever comes up, and be like, here's the entire process of how I wrote this song and put it together and produce it and got to the finished product. Please tell me where in there I was like, hey, we should copy so-and-so song.
Right.
Right.
And I was just like, I wonder how many writers' rooms out there wished they were like, did we record? What did we say in that moment? We should record our sessions. I
don't, and it's in the olden days, pre-Zoom, the olden days, you have a writer's assistant, you have a PA in there taking notes, taking copious notes, the adult,
Is it like in a courtroom where they have the person literally typing every
when I'm taking notes in a writer's room, I'm like a stenographer. I'm like,
thank you. I couldn't think of the name of the person.
Yes.
Stenographer.
And you're putting things up on the whiteboard. We always take a photograph of the whiteboard at the end of the session, at the end of the day, at the end of when we break for lunch and then come back and have to erase it again. But also, when you're working in the whiteboard, sometimes you erase shit in the whiteboard. I'm the worst. I'm like, let's just cross it out so we can still read it when we take a picture of it later in case we want to go back to that idea. But so you're still erasing things. In the days of Zoom, once we started doing Writer's Room on Zoom a little more regularly, like during pandemic and then even beyond, yes, we record the Zoom session so we can go back and just check and see everything that we might have said along the way. People rarely do because we're too busy moving forward than to go back and look at notes, but it's nice to have that as
you could even send your assistant back and look if you're lucky enough to be in that position. But yeah.
What did we say, or what was that amazing line somebody said? Somebody had this great line and I forgot to write, the cold open thing or whatever. So yeah, for sure. It's really... the notes are huge. The notes are important. And, but then also having a picture or a photograph of your whiteboard is great because it gives you just easy access to quick notes that you were taking.
I will try before our next recording to put together some kind of live whiteboard style document that we can have and display on screen for us at least.
Mm-hmm.
There is a I've used a whiteboard program, but I hate
I'm thinking, even just something in, like a live Google document or a Canva file or something that, can be edited on the fly.
Sometimes they tell us these things for education stuff where you can put Post-its and whatever, but something with a J. I don't remember what it's called.
I'll have a hunt around. Sometimes we've put together slideshow presentations on Canva to use on Threefold Talk, or we used it at Empiricon. And you can, if someone else can log in and live edit it, and it changes on the projection as you change it. So I'm sure I could create some kind of whiteboard style thing. So
if I can log in with it and then I can write, then because I've done that, where I actually have a whiteboard on my iPad and then that's logged in and then I'm writing on it the same way I would on a whiteboard. Which is fun.
We'll have some fun looking for that. So okay, but yeah,
really cool.
Where were we with the?
Okay, so
Tower stuff?
Well, yeah. So we've got the Tower of Genji ending us in season 7. Let's really quickly then if we're going to play with that idea that we come back into season 8, we start season 8. Everything's been crazy. We've left Matt and Noel there. We'll figure out where we've left everybody else. But my goal is by the end of season 1, by the end of episode 1 of season 8, we're like, these people are not going to be able to come together to actually fight this battle. Instead of fighting the last battle, they're going to be fighting each other. Because Egwene is like, I will fight you if you tell me this is what has to happen with the seals. She's like, you're wrong. I will fight you, and I'll stop you because it's gonna go bad. And so, thank you, Meg. And so, what I love is that moment of Moraine walking through the door at the end of episode 1 of season 8, and she's like, "Hey, y'all. Why don't we all calm down and just take a step back?" She shows up, and we're all like, "Fuck, what?" And even knowing she sent the letter, I mean, I don't know, maybe there's a little more mystery. Mm-hmm. Maybe it is a little bit like Gandalf showing up, and we don't know that that's what they're going to the Tower of Genji for. I mean, there's even that possibility. That removes the idea of the Tom Moraine romance of she was the love of my life, and I have to go save her. Maybe we don't know. Maybe there isn't. Maybe the letter was just, you need to go here, Matt, because your destiny and your fate is here, and you're wrapped up in these guys.
This is how you save the world.
Yeah, the last battle is dependent on you going back there. But we don't know that he's going to get Moraine.
What if we gave all the kids from the Two Rivers something from this is how you save the world? Mm-hmm. So Egwene saves the tower. That's how she saves the world. She makes sure the tower survives. Matt saves the world by saving Moraine, but he doesn't realize that. Mm-hmm. Rand quote saves the world. His shtick.
Perrin finds how to get power forged weapons again.
Oh yeah, or he just brings nations back together or something like that. And then Nynaeve.
Well, Nynaeve heals she heals the
world. Yeah.
Nynaeve healing Sidene. I mean, honestly, that's the other thing too. She's just a fucking conduit. When Rand,
we need to change that up so she's
the
more involved.
Fucking healer. She's
her and Rand actually have to work together, or Rand says, "This is what we need to do, but help me on." This is the big picture. This is the end goal. But how would you heal this? And then they do it together with her actually in the lead, but him being I'm CEOing the project because I needed to get here, but you're the one with the expertise on the journey to get there.
Well, they talk about it or something. Well,
Yeah, but then she sits there and just orders while he does all the work. The actual process should be the two of them, I think. Mm-hmm. And then maybe we can even give something to Elaine. Maybe we can even give something to Elaine.
Well, and Elaine, I mean, you were maybe Perrin's the one who brings everybody together, but Elaine does become the battle leader, and she does sort of become the de facto leader of all the nations doing that as well. And I like that she really steps into that role of a ruler. And
Perrin saves the people, Elaine saves the nations or the country, the lands. Yeah,
I do love that Perrin is the one who rediscovers how to create power forged weapons. We're going to be fighting the blades of Thakandar. We're going to be fighting against Myrddraal, who have, tainted weapons and things that we don't even know about. Maybe even, he's like, Rand, we need power forged weapons. And Rand's like, that didn't come back to me. Luz was not involved in that. And I don't know, I can't help you. But Perrin discovers it. I think that's super cool.
Goosebumps at the end, instead of Rand being it was about all of them sort of thing, a person with a hero, a woman who wouldn't give up, all those sorts of things. You could almost have Loial narrating that moment or whatever. And talking about how, doing these different things saves the world.
Well, it becomes a puzzle piece at that point. This, will support this and whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah. We could, you got to figure out the wording for that. But yeah, and then the Watchers are just if Perrin hadn't done that, this wouldn't have been saved. And if Elaine hadn't done that, and if Nynaeve hadn't done this, and it's
like a puzzle mystery. We go, I mean, it's those that I've talked about that before, that that gap you create of not knowing something's going to be related. And then when it happens later, you're like, oh, you set that up. I think that's lovely. Okay. I'm going to, I might suggest that, okay, because this is also super important. So character is always first for me rather than plot. But because we have the story built and we know that these are plot points that have to happen, I've been starting in plot. Next week, let's talk about character. Next time, let's talk about character. Yeah. Because knowing where, and I have a second tab that's character, but knowing for sure, not only where our characters are going to end up, and a little bit about how they're going to get there. But I love this idea of Moraine helping set them up and it is, I mean, Egwene saves the tower, heals the tower. So And she heals Nynaeve at the end of season 1. So I'm like, okay, fine. Like she's got some healing capabilities. Heals the tower. And ultimately heals the world when she figures out how to reverse balefire. So,
Right.
you know, I think like making sure that those moments we've set up so that it doesn't feel out of the blue that like the non-healer is the one healing the world. Like, you know, because in the books there's a little bit of that of like, I love that it's Egwene who does it, and I love it that she is the light and the embodiment of the light, and it's perfect with her being the Amerlin. But there is a little bit of like, but Nynaeve was the healer. Isn't she healing the world? Is that weird? So I think like making sure those are set up, and like what are their really key elements so that we realize if this didn't happen, if she couldn't counter balefire, the world we wouldn't have made it. If Nynaeve couldn't bring the armies of the Valkyrie and whatever together. Sorry, that's not it. But if Nynaeve doesn't do her part, it falls apart.
If Nynaeve doesn't help, if Nynaeve doesn't show Rand how to heal Saidin, you know, that doesn't get,
And so it's a little bit like the flicker moments of like, and to have, I love like Loial narrating it because it's also like, it's a weird, the last battle itself, like the moments with Rand when he's seeing all the possible futures and the possible, like, you know, and we don't know how he's going to decide to do it. There's what path he's going to take.
Is this happening when Rand's having his moment with the Dark One and he's
maybe that's what I'm saying.
It's about them all.
Yes.
Maybe those visions are worlds where Nynaeve didn't heal Saidin with him. Or Perrin didn't help invent powerful rabbit, or Elaine didn't save the nations, or, you know, Egwene didn't save the tower, you know, things like that, and be like, why is it like this? Well, I just changed her doing this, or I just changed him doing that. You know, like, almost like he's telling it like a butterfly effect, but then at the end, you know, people are like, actually, his 6 puzzle pieces, which if you're missing a single piece, the world goes to toast. You know? You don't. I mean, I don't know if you got time to do 6 different scenes, but you know.
Well, you do. I mean, we just did it in season 4. Well, I was going to say.
I mean, it's almost like it makes me think of where Moraine's going through all the thousands and thousands of visions.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
and I love calling that back.
We could do
love calling that back.
Yeah, we could do one that takes like a couple minutes before he realizes. The next one takes him like a minute before he realizes, and then he gets like 10 seconds, and then it's flick, and you just try and make it each one very obvious about what it's showing that this didn't get done, and it's just those small changes left in those situations. And you could even use the same, you know, camera thing. That would be cool.
and you know, and I love the flipping camera, but I'm also like instead of upside down, it's almost like it's reversing this way, like it's reversing in lateral
because it's more of like an alternate universe or a parallel universe. So,
so you see it. You see it.
Okay, are we writing? Who's writing this down?
Nobody. But nobody.
So you're the assistant.
I was told not to write anything down.
No, it's fine. You can write whatever you want in your document, and we'll put them together. But it's fine. It's fine. I love this. I'm going to write down Loial narration, but I also have this idea of because it all comes back to Rand saying it is about them all. Yes. It isn't about me. It is about them all, and we like that.
And it still fits, even with like these
themically. That's it.
Making,
And so he's like, if it is about them all, if this hadn't happened, then that, you know, then we wouldn't have made it. And it's sort of Rand's realization, and I love this idea of if it is Rand sort of narrating at the beginning, but then it starts to become Loial's voice, and their voices are like married together, and then because then like we start to eventually recognize that it's Loial's version of telling the story. I don't know. I think there's just something fun about that.
I do like that. Loial.
Okay, so this is what I wrote down.
What happened to Loial happened to Loial. Like I don't, you know, we don't have to sit here and be like, we could never have Loial reappear. Like if we want to later on, we feel it fits, he can be a hero.
We know.
If we feel it fits, we can do that.
I mean, it was pretty much.
I don't think
ensured. I think that he was.
Yeah. What?
I think it was pretty much implied that he was going to be a hero of the Horn in the show.
That he could be.
Not to sound negative, I think they did that so they had the option. In the show, I was like, if we just play the music, it fits with what he's doing to, you know, sacrifice and all that sort of stuff. It's a very heroic thing, and then it gives us the option that if it fits and Hamad is free, you know, and all the things come together that need to, we can bring him back for something, and it'll be a nice fan moment. You know, like it left that door open for them. The option is there if they want to take it, and it fits. I think it was not a do this, then he'll come back in such and such moment. I think it was like do this, and then we have the option. You know, so which is a little less. It's a little meaner to say, to be like, they did it to give them the option rather than we plan to bring him back. But still, you know.
Well, you know, the thing is, there are so many things that are out of your control when it comes to making films. And, like, obviously you can recast if you need to recast. And Loial is a made-up enough character that if you had to recast, you could. Yeah. But,
and his voice is altered for the show. Like,
yes,
it starts
and his
with Hamad's voice. But,
exactly.
you know, it is digitally altered, so you could get a close enough approximation from another actor who, you know, tried to imitate Hamad.
For sure. And I mean, there are voice actors who are great voice match people. Like, that's exactly what they do, is try to voice match. But what I was going to say was that, so because I'm doing the Babylon 5 podcast as well right now, like, J. Michael Straczynski, who wrote Babylon 5, calls it trapdoors, because he knew that you have actors who have to leave for various reasons and you can't get them back, and, like, you know, there's always something. And so he kind of built in trapdoors for his characters so that if they couldn't come back, this is how he could explain their exit to the show. And even if they were, like, a very integral character to the show, he had a way to be able to get through that. And I think that that's also something that, like,
that's clever writing.
And, like, you know, putting the hero of the horn sound in there for Hamad was like, or for Loial was like, you know, that gives us that as a possibility, but it doesn't promise anything.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Like, if we never hear from Loial again, we're just like, well, you know, in my heart, he's a hero of the horn.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Like, he got a glorious. It was a untimely ending, but it was a glorious ending. You know,
and you know, not okay. So I hate this idea, but I'm going to pitch it anyway. It's really okay to pitch bad ideas in the writer's room.
That's part of the writing process.
It is absolutely.
Actually, I don't like this, but it might work, so I'm going to say it. You know,
yeah. So here's the idea I hate and love at the same time. I mean, it's so fucking cheesy, and it's usually done to save money, so I also hate that that's the reason. But there is a moment of it, like, when Rand is saying it was all about them, and we're having this conversation of it, it's not even just the EF5, and it's not just Elaine and Avienda as well. It's also Loial knocking down the ways for the Trollocs to not get through and overrun the two rivers, because if they had overrun the two rivers, Perrin wouldn't have survived, and Perrin wouldn't be able to come back and do the thing, and Alana wouldn't have survived. And so, like, it, you know, like, those flashes that we're seeing could include clips. They could be clips from earlier seasons, and I hate that, because I hate the idea of, like, making a cheap last episode by it being all a clip episode, because that's how you used to save money in the olden days, was you would do the Christmas episode that was all the clips from the whole season, and it's so cheesy and stupid. But I want to see those
for 26 episode long seasons. I love those episodes.
No, I do too. I mean, I love them, but I'm like, do I want to waste an episode of 8?
No,
only 8?
You actually. So if you're gonna do a flashback from other seasons, you do it as if they didn't do it. So Loial didn't stop the gate, then stop them coming through the gate.
Right.
So you record the scene of them flooding through the gates.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you just have, like, you know, them flood through the gate, the camera turns round, and as it turns round, you just see the two rivers, like a smoking ruin or something like that. And, like, you know, Perrin there with, you know, a Trolloc axe. You just Perrin there from Nynaeve's archway vision. Okay, no, that one is reusing scenes, actually. So
but you do you reuse but you reuse part of it and then you change the end. And honestly, like, with effects,
you record an extra bit for it, but you also use a little clip. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, here's what I wrote in the notes, Rob. Fucking A, you're hired.
Look, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I was like, when I booked the trip to go to the exhibition, I was like, a guy found out a bunch of us were going to try and come. He's like, let me know the dates. Hopefully we can all catch up. Like, this would be great, obviously. You know, I messaged Rob Goodwin. I was like, please tell me you're going to be there around these dates. I haven't seen you since you came to Valkyrie Con. We need to catch up. Like, you know, you keep chatting, but, like, we need to actually hang out. You're like, the Robs should be together. It should be Rob, and Rob. It should be a thing. Rob, and Guy, but he's a Rob in essence. Anyway, I also messaged Amy to be like, I'm going to be in Prague. Please tell me you're going to be there. And I was like, and by the way, Jen and Meg and I are not rewriting, but, like, are writing the rest of the season type thing. We're literally doing a writer's room experience. So if you want to have a giggle and a laugh, come listen, or even come join us if you feel like so engaged. But yeah, like, if you did listen, Rami, here's my audition to be in a writing room. Well,
Exactly.
it needs to be a story I really know something about. You know?
No, but I love that because I was like, I don't want the cheapness of just showing flashback scenes that we've already seen. Of course, like we write. Oops! Oh my God! I'm sorry. That's my normal alarm to remind me to get up and record this show. In case
That's how
I've
long we've been
overslept.
talking today.
15 minutes before we.
It's my backup alarm. I always set another one, but this is my
Megan,
standing that I keep in there.
Yeah, I got up 15 minutes before this recording, and I was still the first one here.
Yeah, you were. Yeah,
I had to prep a cocktail.
Yes,
and
you
I
did.
have small children bothering me.
Yes, you did, and yes, you do. Yes,
you were
do.
extremely quiet just then, so hopefully I can balance that in post.
Hopefully we can hear that. I know. Okay. Well, all right. So I love this. I think writing those scenes or knowing what those scenes we would see, knowing the scenes that we would see in It's About Them All is like, that helps us then make sure that we've hit those moments throughout the seasons because that, I don't think Nynaeve's had her scene yet if she hadn't yet and Egwene hasn't yet. So then that'll help us like drop those in. And I like the idea
That's
there being
true,
one per season as well, in a way. Like there's something like, like every season has given us something that has to be in place to get to the end. And I love them being very quick and flashy scenes that we don't see a whole lot of, but just like this is what would have happened, the two rivers overrun. Like there's some really fun stuff in that. I love that. And knowing where those things are helps us then make sure we can micromanage is not the word I'm looking for. Reverse engineer is the word I'm looking for. Reverse engineer them into wherever they need to be, leading us up to that. And then also giving us our season 7 ending. Some of those might even happen in season 8. Like they might, like some of the Elaine stuff might happen in season 8.
Oh,
maybe
absolutely,
not, but but it might. So like getting us to that point so that we're where we need to be by episode 8 of season 8. But then also knowing where we want to leave off so that we're like, what is happening? Like, are things good or are things bad at the end of season 7? Like, I love the cliffhanger of Matt being in the Tower of Genji. And so like, where are we with everybody at the end of season 7? This is really fun, and I'm really, really, really loving this. Thank you.
See, don't I actually have good ideas?
You have very good ideas.
It was a great idea. We just needed to find a structure. We didn't have that last recording. And this time we came in a little bit like, Jen, take us and guide us and how we have it. And now we have the bit more of the structure. It's really meshed and really flowing, and I love it. So
yeah. Yep.
So start at the end, folks. Doesn't matter what it is. Start at the end.
Start at the end.
Yeah.
That could also be the episode title.
As I was thinking about it, like about 15 minutes ago, I was like, I'm going to call this
It's
Start
the
at the
end of the world as we know it.
And that plays in the promo for season 8.
Yes. All right. This is great. This is great. This is fantastic.
And next recording, talk about character, did you say?
Yeah, we'll just make sure we know where we want those characters to be, what their moment is that he says it was about them all, like what each character's like it's about them all thing. I mean, obviously they all have multiple things that they've done, but like what's the key thing that we're going to see in those reverse things? And like there's going to be something about Moraine, there's going to be something about Lan, there's going to, like maybe, but like I think like knowing what those things are going to be helps us then set up where they're going to be at the end of season 7, where they'll be right before the last battle, and what things we want to make sure pop into those tentpoles that we find along the way. But yeah, amazing. I want to jump into character next week.
I love that. That's perfect. Next recording.
We also have to decide what actual Forsaken we were going to have in the show.
Yes,
because that's kind of imperative.
We have to know who we would put in there.
And at some point, I need to talk about my Adelaus theory.
Okay. Put that in the notes. Mm-hmm. I like the 8. I don't know. I like the streamlining a little bit.
Oh, for sure. 8 is the magic number in the series for sure.
Yeah. 8 of everything. 8 episodes, 8 seasons, 8 Forsaken, 8 clans.
Yep.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All that, yeah. Yes, we will get to all those, folks. It's going to be a journey. I hope you stick with us because I am already.
We didn't get very far today.
This is actually Jen. Okay, I'm not. Not blowing smoke up your ass or anything like this. This is actually probably, this is the most fun, one of the most fun episodes I think we've recorded. Like, we've had a great time doing fun things, playing silly games, or comparing things to Muppets, or talking about episodes, or, trying to rush through reviewing previous seasons so that we were, like, on time for season 3, and all those things in between. and they've all been great. I love sitting down with the two of you and doing these episodes. But there's something about it feels very satisfying to be planning the rest of the show and like talking about all the possibilities. It's cathartic and it makes me it's healing. You know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So
yeah,
but yeah,
for sure.
So I think we're going to stick with Jen being the third wheel this week for multiple reasons. Not just the T-shirt, but the fact that, you know, Jen's got actual vitamin D going on right now.
It's intense.
Yeah, it's
intense.
beautiful.
It feels
Whereas I'm just in a basement.
Meg's in a basement. I am facing north out of my window. I have my blinds closed as well, but I'm facing north out of my window approximately. So
my windows are teeny tiny little glass blocks. At ground level.
At ground level. Yeah, they don't let through daylight quite the same way. That's true. Yeah, so and it's wet and horrible here in Manchester at the moment because autumn is starting. Although it's still technically summer, autumn is definitely kicking in.
Yes.
So yeah, you can be the third wheel for that. Do we have any positive? What are positivities?
No.
I actually do.
Yay!
Good. I'm so glad.
I do.
I'm so glad.
So
Jen's is like that. I get to watch K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yes, exactly. That's
and
my
get the
positive.
songs in your head because they are bangers.
They are bangers.
So I would just like to say that, I mean, I feel like my school year is starting off really great. I'm trying a lot of new things. I'm collecting phones and encouraging students to put in their phones. And I'm not getting a lot of pushback on it, which is good. And I'm trying no homework in Algebra 1, which is something very different than I've never tried before. And I do feel like I'm getting a lot more engagement in class. So, I don't know. I'm feeling very optimistic for the upcoming school year.
No homework in Algebra 1 for the entire year?
Do it during the class.
I did put it in my syllabus, and I said to everybody, because I have a spreadsheet comparing last year's scores to this year's scores. So I said, you know, if at any point I feel like, you know, the lack of homework is inhibiting progress, that I will rescind my homework policy. But yeah,
but it's but you're having them do stuff in class, so they're still like they do the work in class. It's just like, and if you don't get it done, then you got to take it home.
Well,
it's not necessarily to turn it in. It's just like it's just yeah.
It's a work in progress.
I would have any teacher that turned around to me when I was at school. Classic, can't get homework done. I don't think anyone's shocked by that statement if you know me at all, really, folks. You know, the 11th hour does not apply to homework because I'm just like, eventually I'm too tired to just go to sleep. And I'm like, oop, get up and go to school. Like, well, there was no opportunity to do it. There was. I just, you know.
Didn't take it at the time.
Any teacher that said to me, if you can keep the grades up, you don't have to do homework. I'd be like, I am so focused in your class. I am studying so hard during that hour or whatever it is that, you know, I was like, because that means I can go home and not have to do fucking homework. Yes. So nice motivation. And I'm really glad to hear about the minimal pushback on phones. I watched a reel a few weeks ago. And this guy, I think he was not a university lecturer, but like a later year lecturer of some kind. So maybe some between university and high school. I don't know, wherever it was. Doesn't matter. And he gave his students the option when they first come into his class. And he had a box, and he's like, "You have the option of give up your phone and sit in the front row of class." For the entire length of for the whole year
semester,
for the semester. So give up your phone every class and sit in the front row of the class every class for the semester, and you're guaranteed an A or no. And like 95% of the students were like, "Yeah, okay, here's my phone." And he was like, "I'm running out of seats at the front of my class." You know, it was a full experiment just to be like. Do you? And I literally like one person out of like the 20 was just like, no, I'll keep my phone, I think. Wow. And then he was like, this was just an experiment. I fully expected all the pushback, you know, and you're all just like, no, I value a grade over my phone. And I'll sit in the front row. Yeah, that's, you know, now I know you're not guaranteed an A to your algebra students, but you know, that gave me hope. I'm like, well, I feel like that's not the standard, but you've given me that's.
Well, I told them too because like a couple kids were like, really, and I'm just like, well, I feel like it's a pretty fair trade off for you turning in your phone versus not having homework. And they're like, okay, you know,
there you go.
So.
Yeah, I really, you know, makes me feel good, Meg. So
yeah,
you know, kudos. Absolute kudos.
Trying something new. You're 14.
Yeah, love it. Well, thank you for listening, folks. I hope you've enjoyed the creation of our writers' room, which will be probably the main focus-ish for a while on the podcast, with other things here and there. You can follow the show on social media. You will find us on Instagram, which is 3.wheeling, or on Blue Sky, which is 3wheeling.mountkidtalks.com. So please come and hang out with us there. You can chat to us in the Discord server. Link in the description. Individual accounts for ourselves on social media are also linked in the description, as is a link to Laura's GoFundMe and our KiriCon tickets and the Snackwater calendar. We'll throw those all in there. So please go buy those things, join those things. And if you can go to Prague for the exhibition, or are able to buy a flexi ticket just to support, because if it's successful, it might go on a world tour. You can go do that. I'm knocking things over. Oops.
It's me. You're me.
Let me just move everything around and fun. There we go. But yeah, we will see you next time. I feel like I've mucked up my ending. That's it, isn't it?
I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
No, that's totally fine. I'm like, did I say everything? I actually can't remember. I feel like I covered everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Once again, we've proven that even when you're the third wheel,
You can always find a place to fit in.
Join us next time
On 3 Wheeling.
on 3 wheeling.
on Free Wheeling.